Every year, businesses manufacture millions of perfectly good products that never sell. Instead, mountains of pristine inventory are liquidated, destroyed, or simply dumped into landfills. It creates a massive, frustrating economic paradox. A company will spend millions of dollars to design, manufacture, and ship these items across the globe, only to deliberately slash their prices just to get rid of them. In the business world, this is known as overstocking. It is the exact moment a company finds itself holding excess inventory far beyond what it needs to meet its current customer demand or its projected sales. To understand the damage this causes, you have to look at physical inventory as liquid capital. When products sit idle in a warehouse, they are essentially stacks of cash frozen inside a cardboard box. This suffocates a company's financial health, trapping money that could be used for growth while racking up monthly storage fees and running out the clock on product expiration dates. If overstocking is so financially devastating, why does it happen? The answer starts with how buyers place orders. Every piece of inventory a business purchases is a physical prediction it makes about the future. The first major trap is misjudged customer demand. This happens when decision makers make inaccurate predictions about what the market actually wants to buy. A buyer might spot a passing market trend and misinterpret it as a permanent shift in consumer behavior. Based on that temporary spike in interest, they overestimate the long-term demand and order massive quantities of a product. This predicting game gets especially dangerous around seasonality. Some products are only in high demand during very specific, narrow windows of the year. A clothing retailer might forecast an extended winter and order huge batches of heavy coats. But if spring arrives unseasonably early, the demand vanishes instantly, leaving the store stuck with a massive surplus of unsold coats. This animated graph illustrates that forecasting failure. You have a steep spike for the projected seasonal demand and a flat line down below representing the actual sales. The gap between those two lines is the overstock. Whenever a business's predictive model fails to match the reality of the sales floor, the physical fallout is excess inventory. It immediately ties up warehouse resources and begins dragging down the company's profit margins. Data forecasting isn't the only thing that fails. Sometimes artificial marketing hype creates the crisis. Businesses frequently manufacture massive amounts of extra stock to prepare for a heavily discounted promotional campaign. If the marketing is ineffective and customers simply ignore the promotion, the expected demand never materializes, leaving the company holding the surplus. Beyond marketing hubris, there is a purely psychological trap, the simple fear of running out of stock. Human buyers often panic at the thought of missing out on potential sales or frustrating their loyal customers. To soothe that anxiety, they intentionally order more product than they actually need, just in case. Acting on psychological fear rather than hard data transforms a temporary safety net into a permanent capital trap. It fills up valuable warehouse racks that could otherwise hold highly profitable items. The final cause of the crisis stems from the warehouse floor itself, poor inventory management. A lack of real-time tracking, barcode systems, and accurate software creates a massive blind spot. Decision makers cannot see exactly what they have in stock or track how fast it is moving. This flowchart shows what happens when a supply chain breaks. If a business fails to implement clear reorder points, the specific data thresholds that tell a system when it is time to buy more, new product uncontrollably floods into the warehouse. Unpredictable lead times from suppliers exacerbate this internal chaos. If a company doesn't know exactly when a shipment will arrive, planning becomes impossible, and supply chain management severely degrades. Without rigorous automated tracking controls in place, a business cannot adapt to changing market conditions. It will inevitably accumulate massive amounts of excess stock by pure accident. The immediate aftermath of a severe overstocking event is grim. A company's cash flow becomes completely paralyzed. When they inevitably have to cancel or drastically reduce incoming orders, it strains their relationships with suppliers, often leading to disputes. To claw back their trapped cash, businesses rely on a desperate Band-Aid solution. They run deep clearance sales or turn to wholesale liquidation companies to sell off the excess inventory at highly discounted prices. While this does generate quick cash and clear out physical space in the warehouse, it severely damages profit margins. Liquidating inventory treats a symptom without curing the underlying disease. To survive, top-tier businesses implement a process called inventory optimization. This is the delicate practice of finding the exact sweet spot between understocking and overstocking. This balance is achieved by removing human guesswork. Instead of relying on buyer intuition, companies invest in robust demand forecasting tools that leverage historical data and market trends to dictate accurate orders. This creates the foundation for just-in-time, or JIT, inventory management. Under a JIT system, a business stops ordering massive predictive batches of product and instead orders goods exactly as they are needed on the floor. This balancing scale graphic demonstrates the operational equilibrium of a successful JIT system. As customer demand fluctuates, supply units appear exactly in time to perfectly offset the weight, keeping the entire system level and responsive to actual market conditions. Integrating real-time inventory management software acts as the sensory nervous system for this process. It continuously monitors the data, ensuring the supply chain adapts seamlessly to reality. In the modern competitive landscape, physical inventory is a rigorous data challenge. If a business doesn't manage its stock with hard, precise data, its inventory will end up managing them.